Hello, this is John Perivale with Access Arts Live here for this week's roundup of chamber music live streams for the week of March 5th to March 12th. For some reason, we are not live streaming on Facebook. There was a glitch. We will be live streaming as we go forward here on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn, but we could not get the Facebook channel up and running, and I have no idea why not. Although I can try adding it one more time here. I will do that since we're here. Let me just take a moment to see if I can bring our YouTube people online. There's LinkedIn, Instagram, X. No, I'm not able to add a channel once we're going. So we're going to go right ahead now and start looking at all of the different chamber music live streams that we have to show you this week. There's a slew of them. And as soon as I get over all the other nonsense that it takes to get things organized sometimes, I will be showing you, we will be able to get started. Sorry about this, but sometimes this the system just doesn't work. Here's a photo of all the various live streams we've got, and we will have some completely new, what I call now music, on the harp. We will have some early music of Scottish and Irish tunes played on period pieces. We will also have a slew of live streams, 3 or 4 coming from Wigmore Hall, which is very active this week. So let's get to the first of these, which, as a matter of fact, will be coming from Wigmore Hall later today at, I think it'll be at about 9 o'clock in the evening. It'll be Quatuor Danel. And there is the Quatuor Danel. Tuesday, May 6th, Wigmore Hall live streams yet another session in the expert Quatuor Danel's cycle of works by Weinberg and Shostakovich at 9 in the evening European time. These Wigmore Hall live streams, they are free of charge, but they encourage you to donate if you can to help cover the cost. That 9 o'clock in the evening European time means it's at 3 o'clock on the East Coast and noon on the West Coast in the U.S. Quatuor Danel has been going through all of these string quartets by Weinberg and Shostakovich. This is, I think, the 10th in the series. They're composed of, there's 2 violins, Marc Danel and Gilles Millet, and then on the viola is Vlad Bogdanas, and on the cello is Jovan Markovits. And they're joined for this occasion by François-Frédéric Guy on the piano. Guy is spelled Guy, but with a name like François-Frédéric, that's got to be pronounced the French way. They'll be doing Weinberg's String Quartet number 14, opus 122, and String Quartet number 15, opus 124, and then they will do Shostakovich's String Quartet number 14 and F sharp, opus 142. Wigmore Hall is always top of the line quality, and the Danel Quatuor is they're a very expert quartet. So that's what we have for you for today. Next coming up will be tomorrow, and tomorrow we will be on to March Vivo offering. But there are like 3 offerings from March Vivo this week, so I will talk about different ones in their turn. The first of these is tomorrow, Wednesday. Wednesday, May 7th, March Vivo launches a new series of live streams called Listening to Color, featuring Fleur, Barron, and Julius Drake, with songs from Schubert to Chen Yi. That will be at 6 in the evening in Europe, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast. This is a long selection of songs. I can't go through all of them for you. Fleur Barron is a mezzo. Julius Drake is on the piano, and they are accompanying all of this with a different lighting design, specifically designed for each of the works they're playing, with the help of Thomas Munoz. There'll be Ravel. There'll be a piece by Ravel, Fauré, Brahms, Charles Ives, Henri Dutilleux, Messiaen, Schubert. All that in just the first half of the concert, and then it goes on in the second half. So it's a lot of singing. Fleur Barron is a metro who's done a fair amount of opera, but she also does chamber work and symphonic repertoire. She's currently an artistic partner of the Asturias Symphony Orchestra. And Julius Drake he puts together a lot of different recitals for places like Wigmore Hall, the Concertgebouw in Amsterdam, Pierre Boulez's Saal in Berlin, that kind of thing. And he has an extensive discography, recordings with other artists. And Thomas Munoz, he's an opera director, but he's also a professor of stage design at Complutense University in Madrid. So this is a whole thing that this has been meticulously planned out, not just thrown together, and it's all in terms of thinking about color and music. And this is the kind of thing March Vivo does. There's always a theme, and it's never just the music. It's music plus, or it's music in, or it's music about or of. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, tune in. I should warn you, there are often discussions which take place in Spanish during these live streams. Then we're on to Thursday, where we have 2 live streams going for you on Thursday. One from Europe and one from New York City. The first of them is from Europe, of course, because their day starts before everybody else, and it's from St. Mary's Perivale, one of my favorite live streamers. Thursday, May 8th at 3 in the afternoon European time, St. Mary's Perivale live streams a concert by Nikita Lukinov, who has been described as a rising star by the BBC Music Magazine. That'll be at 9 in the morning on the East Coast, 6 in the morning on the West Coast, and midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time. Nikita will be playing Bach Prelude and Fugue and he'll be playing Tchaikovsky's May and June from his Tchaikovsky's Seasons, Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain, Debussy's Reflets dans l'eau, Reflections in the Water, from the Image book, the Images book, and Ondine from the Preludes book, number 2. And he'll finish up with Babajanian's 6 Pictures for Piano. I think Nikita Lukinov is fully flaunting his pride, as Michel Lenzi would have put it. He's played around at places like Wigmore Hall, South Bank Center, the Verbier Festival, Tchaikovsky Conservatoire in Moscow. I think he's originally, Nikita Lukinov, he's originally from Russia, and which is where he got his start. But then he came to London to study at the Purcell School. And then from there, he went to the Royal Conservatory of Scotland. And he just got his artist diploma from them in September of last year. St. Mary's Perivale is always a quality live stream. They don't bring people in if they aren't any good. It's just good. So enjoy that, free of charge. Although they too encourage donations, cover the expenses. Then later in the day, you have a chance of to hear a live stream from another of my favorite live streams, because it's always expert, it's always on the money, it's always good stuff. Thursday, May 8th, Gotham Early Music Scene live streams yet another fine early music session with the Magdalena Ensemble, playing and singing songs of Ireland and Scotland on period instruments. Oro Mhór a Mhóirín. I think that's the way it's pronounced. Anyway, that's what the concert is entitled. That'll be at 1:15 in the afternoon, their usual time in New York City, 10:15 in the morning on the West Coast, and 7:15 in the evening in Europe. Gems, this series is called Midtown Concerts. It's every Thursday at this time, and it's always good. This group, the Magdalena Ensemble, they'll be playing harp, Riq, R-I-Q, frame drum, Renaissance guitar, viola da gamba, bow dulcimer, recorders, and lute. So this, this will be period instruments. And the Magdalena, they're East Coast people who've been around since 2022, so only a couple of years, really. They'll do Scottish traditional songs like Lord Randall, My Son, Meeting at Strathmore, Canaries, In a Garden So Green. They'll do Irish traditional songs. I'm leaving out a couple that are in Gaelic or something because I'll slaughter the pronunciation. They'll do Irish traditional songs like Unnamed Slipjig, The Cup of Tea, Banish Misfortune, Toss the Feathers, and the Jointer Jig. You can look up the Magdalena Ensemble. They have a website. This too is free of charge, although I'm sure they invite donations as well. And this is another one of these live streamers where reliably every week I check, I see what they're live streaming, and it's always top groups that are expert at what they're doing. So that's what we have for you on Thursday. Now we move into the weekend. And I think what we have for the weekend is what we have for you is on Friday. This guy is terrific. I asked a friend of mine who's a young harpist, 27-year-old harpist who's moving up in the world of classical music. And I mentioned Parker Ramsey to her, and she said, "Oh yeah, he's great. Thanks for reminding me." So 92NY live streams harpist phenomenon Parker Ramsey this Friday, May 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, playing several premieres of very now harp music, as well as one piece of very Baroque harp music that could have been heard at the court of Louis XIV. This will not be free of charge. The 92NY live stream costs you $25. We give you the link to buy the ticket. This will be at 7:30 in the evening, New York time, which is 4:30 in the afternoon on the West Coast, 1:30 in the morning in Europe, and 10:30 in Saturday morning down under in Australia. I will try to also give you the link to the program notes, but if we don't look them up on the 92NY website, because they are terrific program notes written by Parker Ramsey himself. He'll be doing a piece called Omolu by Marcus Balter. He'll be doing a world premiere of A Dream Within a Dream by Aida Shirazi. He'll be doing a piece called HARP, H-A-R-P, Haptic Adaptive Remembrance Processor by Artun Chekem. And then the more courtly piece I told you about, he's doing a piece, Suite in D minor La Royale by Robert de Vizet, as adapted to the harp by Parker Ramsey himself. And Ramsey will be performing on 4 different harps, but there will also be electronics mixed in on the pieces by Shirazi and Chekem. And there will be a soprano joining in on one or more of these pieces, named Charlotte Mundy, and video design by Ashley Dinge. So this is now music and then music, all wrapped up in one. And Parker Ramsey is among harpists, he's known as, he's like the it guy. Well, I put up the wrong picture for this, so let me replace it. We're on to Saturday morning now, and we're back to another of March Vivo's live streams this week. It's the one in the middle there. This Saturday, May 10th, March Vivo continues its relentless crusade in favor of the barbershop quartet with Dynasty this time, one of the top and very rare women's barbershop quartets. That'll be at noon on European time on Saturday. The weekend March Vivo concerts are always at noon on Saturday and Sunday, which will make it 6 in the morning on the East Coast, 3 a.m. if you're up late Friday night on the West Coast, and 9 in the evening down under in Australia, Saturday evening. Dynasty is made of Sarah Clay Lindvall, tenor, Debbie Cleveland, lead, Michaela Slamka Johnston, baritone, and Jenny Cutlip, bass. For years, there were no women's barbershop quartets because people said that women's voices could not produce this kind of vibrant quality sound that men's do. And apparently Dynasty proves otherwise. They'll be doing songs by people like Johnny Mercer, Jerome Kern, Jimmy Van Heusen, Come Fly With Me, Something Good by Richard Rodgers, One Fine Day by Carole King, etc. Ray Charles, Hallelujah, I Love Her or Him So, etc. So it should be fun. And they were silver medalists at the Sweet Adelines International competition for women's barbershop singers, a historic competition in 2024. So it'll be fun, I can tell you that. Okay. But this will be followed then by something, if you want something, John, we want something classical. Yeah, okay, well, then we'll give you something classical. I'm looking for the photo, though, and I'm not sure that I have it. Yeah, I think the next thing up is the Sebastians. And if it isn't, I'm going to talk about it anyway because I have them queued up. Yeah. Saturday, May 10th, the Sebastians live stream their own event. It's an all-strings, no Bach, Baroque concerto by everybody else concert at the Brick Presbyterian Church in New York City. That'll be at 5 p.m. New York City time, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast, 11 in the evening in Europe, and 8 in the morning, Sunday morning, down under in Australia. These Sebastians are ferociously, they're a group which hires in additional people to help them out. If you check out their website, you'll find there's a basic group of 4 of them, but then they get joined by a group of other musicians. So those 4 are the core people, but there'll be 7 violins, 2 violas, 2 cellos, a double bass, a theorbo, and guitar. That's Adam Cockerham, one of the principals in the group, and Jeffrey Grossman, the leader of the group, on the harpsichord. And I think you see him there in that picture. Yeah, on the harpsichord. They'll be doing Corelli's Concerto Grosso in C minor, Baldassare Galuppi's Concerto a Quattro No. 1 in G minor, Handel's Concerto Grosso in A major, Opus 6, Telemann's Sonata in D major for trumpet, strings, and continuo, although I didn't see that they were going to have a trumpeter in the list of instruments, and a couple of Vivaldi violin concerto in G major and a concerto for 4 violins in B minor. So this will be an intensely Baroque concerto performance. The leader of the group, Jeffrey Grossman, on the harpsichord, he is also on the faculty at Yale University. So this will be top of the line for early music lovers. This is it. Don't miss it. It's not free of charge, though. They do this. They organize it themselves, and it's $20 or $25. It's $20 to stream, which is much less than what it would cost you to attend it in person. But there you have it. And who do we have up next, John? Well, up next, we're back to March Vivo because we're on to Sunday's live stream offerings. And it's the Trio Orion. Sunday's Young Performers live stream by March Vivo features the Orion Trio playing music for clarinet, piano, and strings by Milhaud, Poulenc, Shostakovich, and Bartók. May 11th at noon, European time. Again, that's your 6 in the morning East Coast, but late Saturday night, 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, or 9 o'clock in the evening, Sunday evening down in Australia. They'll be playing Milhaud's Suite for violin, clarinet, and piano, Poulenc's The Invitation to the Castle, Shostakovich's 5 pieces for 2 violins and piano, arranged for clarinet, violin, and piano, so clarinet replaces one of the violins, and Béla Bartók's Contrast for violin, clarinet, and piano. When the clarinet became popular in the early 20th century, they started bringing it into chamber music, and these kind of pieces that they're playing are a result of it. So Trio Orion is really interested in that. These were all, they all met as students at the Royal Conservatory of Music in Madrid, and they've played at a lot of top venues in Madrid. And in other places like Segovia and Avila, but I don't see that they have played outside of Madrid yet. But it's I think it's a very interesting kind of sound and kind of chamber music to enjoy, and it's free of charge. We have just a few more for you on Sunday and then one more on Monday. And the next one, now we get into a more traditional, purely string quartet. Sunday afternoon in the U.S., the Philadelphia Chamber Music Society live streams the Aranus Quartet, playing Brahms, Beethoven, and a world premiere by Clearfield, with a little help from a couple top musicians at the Curtis Institute. The picture there is the Aranus Quartet, named after characters in Greek tragedy. They've been around for about 6 years, and they are the quartet in residence at the Curtis Institute. They're joined by Roberto Diaz on the viola, who is the president of the Curtis Institute, and also by Peter Wiley, who's a Grammy-nominated cellist, used to play with the Cincinnati Symphony, and he teaches at Curtis as well, and at Bard College. So you could call this Curtis on tour. The Beethoven is the quartet in B-flat major, opus 18, number 6. The Brahms is the string quartet in G major, opus 36. And then they're doing a piece by Clearfield, which has like a name to it, which is the way we moderns do it. If Each Day Falls Inside Each Night. And it's a world premiere. It was a piece commissioned by the Philadelphia Chamber Music Society. And so it should be, if once again, we have a concert here where you have both now music and very classical music. So it should be able to please everybody. I think we have 2 more live streams to tell you about. Yeah, and I think they're both from, no, we have 3. So for this one, Cyril Dubois, the tenor, and Tristan Raes on the piano love to play and sing songs by Fauré. So they will do it again, along with other composers from the Belle Époque in France, in Wigmore Hall's live stream on Sunday, May 11th at 9 in the evening, European time. They have done a recording of all of Fauré's songs, and what they're doing in this concert is to mix it in. So they'll do 4 or 5 songs by Bizet. They'll do several songs by Chausson. Then they'll do a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs by Fauré, and then several other pieces by Chrétien, Roparts, and Ravel. So it's Fauré in context by people who are acclaimed experts in playing Fauré. Doesn't get better than this in terms of quality. Hats off to Wigmore Hall for this one. That is followed in turn by yet another very fine live stream, which will be by these folk, by the Delgani String Quartet. On Sunday and Tuesday, the Delgani String Quartet live streams a concert of Shostakovich, Shaw, and Beethoven. Sunday, May 11th at 3 in the afternoon on the West Coast, U.S., and Tuesday, May 13th at 7:30 p.m. in the evening on the West Coast in the U.S. That's Anthea Creston on the violin, Janie Way on the violin, Adam Lamotte on viola, and Diane Chaplin on the cello. They'll be playing Shostakovich's String Quartet No. 8 in C minor, Opus 110, Caroline Shaw's Entr'acte, she's a contemporary composer, and Beethoven's Quartet in F major, Opus 59. The Delgani String Quartet is a top group of musicians out there on the West Coast in the U.S. If the time frame works for you. Now, it's not free of charge. They do charge $30 for to view this live stream. We'll give you the link so you can buy the ticket. Then finally, there's one more thing we want to tell you about, just because it's next Monday, and we won't be doing another live stream about chamber music until after next Monday, so we have to tell you about it now. It's a gala affair by a group called Stile Antico. Monday, May 12th at 8 in the evening European time, Wigmore Hall live streams Stile Antico's 20th anniversary gala concert. This is a conductorless vocal ensemble, and they sing Renaissance masterworks. And they will have a presenter, Hannah French, presenting them. And the program is going to include music by Bird, by Vivanco, by Tallis, by Tompkins, Desprez, Palestrina, Gibbons, Shepard's Gaudi, Maria. That'll be a high point. I think the Palestrina Exultate Deo will be a high point. They'll also be singing a new commission in the middle of all that by Francis Howitt. So I wanted to tell you about it because we won't have a chance to tell you about it again before it happens on next Monday, May 12th. Yes. Folks, that's what we have for you this week in terms of all these chamber music live streams. I hope that one, more, some, or any of them appeal to you, uplift you, inspire you, or just make you have a good time, like that Dynasty Women's Barbershop Quartet. And before I sign off, let me remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please click the like button on the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click subscribe and the notification button. And if you're watching us on any of our other platforms, we'd love it if you'd follow us and or subscribe to us there where you find us, which is on X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. And we will continue to provide you with live links to more than 1,000 live performances each year. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, and I am sure that we have published more than 1,000 live links since when we really began doing this full time last June. Have a great week. I will probably be back now on Friday. You can always check around 6:30 in the evening European time, around lunchtime in the US on the East Coast, to see if I'm live streaming. There may be a live stream on avant-garde contemporary chamber music. And on Friday at about 6 or 6:30, there will be the usual highlights of the weekend and our picks for the best live streams to watch on the weekend. Ciao for now. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream, and yeah, ciao for now. Bye. Thanks for watching.